Hi, first of all let me introduce myself. My name is Farisi Tali. Class 6/2. Today I gonna review the movie. Which is the most favorite movie? It is Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame is one of the most ambitious, entertaining, emotional, and stunning blockbusters we've ever seen, and the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe canon thus far. Over the last 11 years, Marvel Studios has built a franchise unlike anything the movie world has ever seen before. More than just launching an incredible run of multiple series that each center on unique characters and establish their own specific aesthetics, they've also maintained an immensely complex continuity that expands with each new story. Every filmmaker who contributes to the universe adds a new piece to the puzzle, carving out something different and diverse that is also crafted to add to the bigger picture. Within this approach there are gradients, and it results in two basic kinds of Marvel Studios films. On one side you have titles like Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Guardians of the Galaxy, which find their own corner of the expansive world and use that specific real estate for relatively contained storytelling. On the other side there are titles like The Avengers and Captain America Civil War, which are designed with the entire scope of the franchise in mind, and utilize specific details and elements of the larger continuity to create something both reflective and new.
You know what I see?
As tremendous and exceptional as the movies in the former category can be, and that's pretty extreme, it's those in the latter that make the Marvel Cinematic Universe truly special. Simply making a cogent and entertaining blockbuster is a ridiculous challenge all by itself, so you'd think that simultaneously incorporating the massive details of multiple other massive films would be practically impossible. And yet, the studio has been successful time and time again. This brings us to Joe and Anthony Russ's Avengers Endgame, a film that has been specifically described over the last 4.5 years as a movie that would be the ultimate capstone for the franchise, and exist as a story to which all of the previous 21 chapters have been leading. Obviously that's an incredible amount of hype, and the end result is that it's now considered one of the most anticipated releases in history. What's even more utterly spectacular is the fact that every ounce of that hype is totally justified. Simply put, Avengers Endgame is one of the most ambitious, entertaining, emotional, and stunning blockbusters we've ever seen, and the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe canon thus far.
We're in the endgame now.
Based on a script by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who previously wrote 4 of the best films in this franchise, the movie picks up following the shattering events of last year's Avengers Infinity War, and finds the surviving heroes, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner, Paul Rudd, Karen Gillan, Bradley Cooper, and Brie Larson.
Are you crying? No. Yes.
Figuring out how to move on after Thanos, Josh Brolin successfully managed to collect all 6 Infinity Stones and wipe out half of all life in existence.
Avengers! Assemble.
The depression and devastation is real following their defeat, but the titular team, living up to their name, is not ready to give up. Using both their brawn and their brains, they concoct a plan that they hope will not only lead to defeating the Mad Titan, but also right the horrific wrong that has been inflicted on the universe. If it's not obvious, the vagueness of the plot description is entirely intentional, as the surprises that unfold in Avengers Endgame is perfectly paced 3-hour runtime can only be properly appreciated when personally witnessed, and there's a new one that comes around just about every 5 minutes as you're watching. Whether it's actors you never expected in a million years to show up, locations you never thought you'd see, or plot twists that come from the parking lot behind left field, it's a movie that not only keeps you constantly guessing about what could possibly come next, but succeeds in dropping your jaw with every swing that it takes, both with the novel and the familiar. In reflection, it feels like every choice was a choice that the film needed to make in order to be successful. But at the same time it's mind-bending to recognize both how well the movie pulls them off, and that the franchise as a whole has gotten to a place where they could actually be done.
I am